Semper Paratus, always ready. For over 2 centuries, the U.S. Coast Guard has been the nation's last line of defense for maritime interests. In the heartland, in the ports, at sea, and around the globe. The Coast Guard's mission: to protect the maritime economy and the environment, to defend our maritime borders, and to save those in peril. Sector Hampton Roads is responsible for all of the Coast Guard's 11 missions mandated by law: ports, waterways and coastal security, drug interdiction, aids to navigation, search and rescue, ice operations, living marine resources, marine safety, defense readiness, migrant interdiction, marine environmental protection, and other law enforcement. Sector Hampton Roads' area of responsibility extends from the Virginia-North Carolina border to the Virginia-Maryland border. Over 3,000 miles of shoreline that includes the entrance to the Chesapeake Bay, the Intercoastal Waterway, and inland waterways such as the James River, the York River, Elizabeth River, and Claytor Lake in the western part of Virginia. The men and women responsible for executing the Coast Guard missions throughout the Hampton Roads area of operations consist of over 550 active duty and civilian personnel, over 170 reservists, and 1,300 Coast Guard auxiliaries. The sector is led by the sector commander, who wears many hats. His primary responsibility is port safety and security. He also ensures the safety of vessels and waterfront facilities, and is responsible for the protection of navigable waters and resources therein. The commander's specific responsibilities include Captain of the Port. The Port of Hampton Roads has the nation's largest natural deep harbor, and is the 3rd largest U.S. port based on import and export tonnage. The Port of Hampton Roads is the U.S. leader in coal exports, and has the highest concentration of military bases and facilities in the U.S., to include the world's largest naval base. Over 6,000 deep draft vessels move through the port each year, making Hampton Roads one of the busiest and largest maritime metro regions in the world. Additionally, this area's extensive waterway system and connecting bridge and tunnel network make Hampton Roads a gateway for vessel traffic bound for ports in Richmond, Baltimore, and Washington, D.C. Looking towards the future, the Port of Hampton Roads will see a dramatic change in vessel sizes and traffic. As captain of the port, the sector commander is responsible for port safety and security, the safety of vessels and waterfront facilities, and the protection of navigable waters and associated resources. In this capacity, the captain of the port has the authority to manage safety and security zones, deny entry, and control vessel movements and transfer operations. Officer in charge of marine inspection. As OCMI, the sector commander is responsible for inspection of vessels to ensure compliance with applicable laws, rules, and regulations, marine casualty and accident investigation, and initiation of actions in the event of misconduct, negligence, or incompetence of merchant marine officers or seamen. Federal On-Scene Coordinator. As FOSC, the sector commander directs and coordinates all efforts at the scene of a hazardous material release or oil discharge. Federal Maritime Security Coordinator. As FMSC, the sector commander directs the Area Maritime Security Committee and helps develop, maintain, coordinate, implement, and exercise the Area Maritime Security AMS Plan. SAR Mission Coordinator. As SMC, the sector commander oversees the prosecution of all search and rescue cases within the area. As Regional Coordinator for Security, Sector Hampton Roads maintains working partnerships with 13 cities and state police forces. Sector Hampton Roads is made up of 3 departments and 6 staff elements. The departments include Response Department, Prevention Department, and Logistics Department. The staff elements include Intelligence Staff, Contingency Planning and Force Readiness, Command Center, Safety Manager, Senior Reserve Officer, and the Command Master Chief. In order to execute its mission, Sector Hampton Roads has 6 small boat stations, 5 87-foot patrol boats, 3 aids to navigation teams, 1 sector field office, and over 30 vessel, port, and facility inspectors, marine casualty and pollution investigators, and waterway managers. The 6 multi-mission stations include Portsmouth, Little Creek, Cape Charles, Milford Haven, Wachapreague, and Chincoteague. The 5 87-foot patrol boats are stationed out of Portsmouth and Little Creek. Each station is typically outfitted with a 45-foot response boat medium, a 47-foot motor lifeboat, or a 25-foot response boat small, and a 24-foot special purpose craft shallow water. Each Coast Guard station has a chief, senior chief, or master chief, and an officer in charge. There are reserve components at some stations and Coast Guard auxiliary. Each 87-foot patrol boat has either a senior chief or master chief officer in charge or a lieutenant junior grade commanding officer and a crew of 11 personnel. Aids to navigation teams are located at Hampton Roads, Milford Haven, and Chincoteague. Each aids to navigation team has a chief petty officer in charge and a crew ranging from 8 to 13 personnel, using trailerable aids to navigation boats from 29 to 55 foot. These teams operate, establish, and maintain over 1,500 floating and fixed aids to navigation within the area. The response department is responsible for directing, overseeing, and providing risk assessment and operational support to all sector response units and subunits, directing the execution of the following missions: living marine resources, illegal drug interdiction, undocumented migrant interdiction, ports, waterways, and coastal security, and defense readiness operations to ensure sector unity of efforts, conducting response planning and coordination with other federal, state, and local partners to jointly respond and mitigate the effects of maritime threats and vulnerabilities, coordinating with the Coast Guard maritime stakeholders to ensure the continuity of safety, security, and environmental protection response operations. The second of the sector departments is the Prevention Department, where over 40 personnel conduct activities that maintain a safe and secure marine transportation system, save lives, and protect property and the environment. These activities include inspection of commercial vessels, ports, facilities, and containers, dangerous cargo handling, foreign flag vessel inspections, oversight of uninspected vessels, marine casualty investigation, waterways management, and navigation and boating safety. All efforts are focused on preventing casualties, mitigating consequences when casualties occur, and investigating and taking actions that prevent recurrence. The third department is the Logistics Department, which is responsible for providing mission support to the sector, its personnel, assets, and infrastructure. These responsibilities include providing routine and emergency engineering, damage control, and electrical maintenance support, overseeing building and infrastructure maintenance projects in conjunction with civil engineering units, maintaining lighthouses and other large land-based aids to navigation, overseeing all firearms training as well as maintenance and inspection programs for all weapons, ammunition, and pyrotechnics, providing personnel support to Coast Guard members, and overseeing all supply functions. Contingency planning and force readiness ensures the planning of multi-mission exercises, hurricane preparedness, and the readiness of active and reserve components to execute all Coast Guard missions. A key component of the management of Hampton Roads waterways is the Sector Command Center. The 24/7 Maritime Operations Center coordinates directly with 911 operators and port partners, focusing on search and rescue. The Command Center also ensures the security of the port with the co-located intelligence staff partnerships with other law enforcement agencies. The Command Center manages all response activities by employing state-of-the-art technologies to ensure expanded surveillance and response capabilities. Through strong leadership, highly trained personnel, superior equipment and structure, and state-of-the-art technology, Sector Hampton Roads diligently executes its duties and responsibilities. Sector Hampton Roads, United States Coast Guard, is Semper Paratus, always ready.